Alright guys, it's another episode of Into the Bapaverse where I go into the subreddit, look at least 10 things, 10 videos, 10 clips, and we'll try to get through all the posts, like pictures and text and whatnot, right? So let's get right into it. The first one is actually from Hello Mark Harley. 2 days ago, it says, "It's time, the moment you've all been waiting for, Schulz versus Schaub." So I took a reading of this, and to kind of summarize it. Okay, guys, so I decided I should read this so you can kind of make up your own minds before I summarize this. Okay, since you guys are having fun in response to my shoe video, I will tell you the story of the Andrew Schulz beef. Warning, this isn't a story designed to make Bapa look bad. That might just be your interpretation, but it also gives you some insight into Schultz's brain that's not flattering. So Brendan had an idea for a Gringo Papi promotion video. He wanted to essentially make a parody of the Dave Chappelle promo with Morgan Freeman, where they're driving in the truck and Morgan Freeman is doing voiceover and Dave gets annoyed and reveals he's actually next to him in the truck. So for Brendan's vision, he hired Bruce Buffer at a friend rate, but still like 10K plus, I think, for the day, plus production expenses. Whole thing was estimated to be 15K. The concept is virtually the same. Brendan's driving through the hills of Calabasas as Bruce hypes him up. His special in his patented voice and terms. The shoot goes great. Didn't get to see the final product, but by all accounts, it was just what Brendan wanted. This was closer to when Chappelle released his special, July 2022, as Brendan was initially going to release it in the fall, so it would still be somewhat fresh in people's minds. Apparently, word got back to Schulz not long after the shoot. Not sure how. He texted Brendan like it was an emergency, very urgent and demanding. Like, text me back ASAP, urgent. I remember the word urgent was used. He texted twice because Brendan was shooting cats and didn't respond immediately. So after the episode wraps, he steps into another room at Thick Boy to call Schulz. He picks up the phone red hot. My best recollection of what was relayed: "We got a problem? Huh? You stole my idea? What? Bruce Buffer, dude. Yeah. He's been going around the country opening my show and this on my special. Dude, relax. This is a totally different idea. You can't use the promo. First of all, I spent 15K on this. I'm not just gonna dump it because you're upset. Secondly, if anyone has a claim on Bruce Buffer, it would be me. He used to announce my fights, and I've been friends with him longer. You don't want this smoke." Excuse me? You don't want this smoke. This set Brendan off, I think rightfully, as it came off as a threat of some sort. Put me on speakerphone. I'll beat the shit out of you and everybody else in that fucking room who's listening into this phone call. Whoa, I mean... Whoa, haha, no, I didn't mean it like that. Like that, I meant you don't want these problems from the comic community when they see you stole my idea. I think that everyone would side with you. Well, everyone in this room does. Think he had another member of Flagrant 2 chime in and say, yes, it's idea theft. So Brendan goes into the King and the Sting room and asks the other guys their opinion. Brendan explains the situation and asks Delia, "Nah, that's fucking stupid, Schulz. Theo, man, fuck Andrew Schulz." Quote, "Okay, well, we gotta figure this out. Yeah, you know what? How about we go to a neutral third party? We ask Rogan for his opinion. Okay, but whatever he says goes." My recollection is that they got off the phone, laid out to Rogan, and he says, "Well, I understand both sides, but you're trying to get Brendan to do something he doesn't have to do. So how about, Brendan, you don't air the promo, but Schulz has to pay you 15K for production cost." They agree. Schulz never pays Brendan. That seems to be the start of the tension. To kind of summarize it is that, so Brendan wanted to use Bruce Buffer to announce his Gringo Papi special, and he was gonna have him say, like, he was like announcing the promo, but then but Brendan was like, "Hey, it's a comedy show, not a fight." So like that was gonna be Brendan's promo. What Schulz wanted to do was use Bruce to announce his comedy special right in the beginning when he starts his show. Like, "Oh, it's time," like how Bruce Buffer announces fights. Like that would be for Bruce to announce his show, but apparently like somebody caught wind of this, that Brennan was gonna use him. Somebody hit up Andrew Schulz and said, "Hey, Brennan is kind of stealing your idea." And so Andrew heard about the whole video from somebody. He felt like it was like he felt like Brendan was gonna like take shots at him, and told him, "Hey, like you better not do that. You better not post it or else, right?" And Brendan took it as like he wanted to fight him, but Andrew was like, "Oh no, I don't want to fight you," like because Andrew said, "You don't want this smoke, like you don't want this smoke," something like that, right? And then Brendan basically was like, "Hey, like you know what? I'll go in there and I'll beat everybody that's in that room." And Andrew was like, "Oh, whoa, whoa! I don't mean it like that. Don't, I mean comedically. Like I'll like roast you. I'll make fun of you online, and that's how our beef will start." So to try to end this conflict, they try to get Joe Rogan, and he was the deciding factor with what was gonna happen with that whole thing. Like, who was gonna release it, who was gonna use that idea. So Joe decided on Andrew Schulz using it, but the thing is that Andrew Schulz would have to pay Brendan $15K because he hired Bruce Buffer to announce his promo. So Andrew would have to pay him to kind of resolve the problem, and then so Andrew would use him. So Mark says that he has not paid him, and so like he also has like the screenshot of it. Here's the screenshot from Mark Harley, because he used to work for Thick Boy. He used to work for Brendan, so he has access to all the social medias, and I'm probably sure he's got the password for the iCloud, and he was able to easily take a picture and post it on the subreddit, and pretty much determining that this whole conflict is real, and that the video is real, the promo is real. And so he's like kind of like stirring the pot here in the subreddit saying, "Are you team Schulz or are you team Schaub?" And it's basically like they both don't like him. Like the people on the subreddit don't like either of them, right? Like, and it's just a funny thing to see this happen. And yeah, it's up to you guys to decide who's in the right here. Like, do you take Brandon or you take Schulz? But it's funny to know that Joe, they hit up Joe. "Hey Joe, like we have a problem here. Let us know what you think, and you will be the final decision for that." So that was kind of funny. Okay, we're gonna watch a clip here. It says Bapa-Man, classic arcade game.
Oh, hi, Mark.
You know I'm a sneakerhead.
Just guzzling that thick, sweet nectar.
I am
Addicted to Adderall.
dicey.
If you wanted to hurt me, you got me, brother.
Yeah, I mean that was really well made. Like everything was really nicely done. We got Ariel here. We got the fish that Brennan bought like like what, $10,000, $5,000. The cats, the PF Changs, and the homeless cats here. The sneakerhead that Brendan is. What else we got? We got the Adderall that Brendan supposedly was taking and finally quit this year. Confessed to Joe Rogan and the Fight Companion crew that he was on it. He's not on it anymore. Feels like a completely different man. I love the Mark, like the ghost, I guess Mark is trying to capture Brendan here, and the all the movements that just go with it, like they're just moving their mouths is pretty dope. And then we got the Cialis because there was like a text that Brandon was asking Mark for some dick juice, like urgently asking him for some dick juice, which Brendan replied was basically like Cialis or Viagra, and you know the sweet nectar, uh, the the, the Tiger Thig whiskey that Brendan loves in the morning as a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The guy lives like a medieval peasant, right? Like they would always be drunk anytime because you know back then the water was just poisonous. You couldn't drink still water. All they had was just ale, and they were faded all the time.
Just guzzling that thick, sweet nectar.
And we got the dicey. I love it. It's fun. It's a fun little thing. It was posted by You Nudge Me. Yearn Nudge Me. That's pretty good. Pretty well done there. Somebody posted the devil emoji. Hello Mark Harley says, let's just say Mexican likes it when Bapa ain't home. What does that mean? I don't know what Mark's trying to say here. Is Brendan's wife cheating on him? Does he not like him being home? What's the what's the context here? I don't know. Like the subreddit likes to dunk on Brendan's wife, which I think it's a little messed up. But they have a thing for her because they say that she's kind of dishonest too. She's like a designer contractor or something like that. That she's not like I guess she's not like officially she's not like an official contractor, which some of the people have a problem with. The top comment here says, if you wanted to hurt me, you got me, brother. Talk in person, walk in truck, house socials. Marg, dick pills, dick juice. Imagine Papa saying dick juice with his pig trout mouth. Disgusts me. Thick juice. I don't know. I don't subscribe in any facet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means, guys. I honestly, I hate to like, no, I honestly don't like talking about stuff like that because it hurts like. I mean, like, I wouldn't want, they have kids and stuff, so it kind of like, it would hurt me if, they would break up the family, but, that tends to happen sometimes, and that's ultimately the issue with being married. Like, eventually something's gonna happen, right? But that's, you don't want that, but people insinuating it, it's just not a good look here. I don't like it.
Thomas. Joined by the...
All right, here we go. CEO BC with some fresh catnip. Credit to wddigital for bird dogging it.
See, my name is Luke Thomas. Joined by the king of CTE and ED. It's Brian Campbell. Hi, Brian Campbell. That was a really unfair intro. How are you doing?
Yeah, if you were looking to hurt me, you got me, brother. Congratulations. But capital the king of CT. Don't ever forget it. I'm back, baby.
Yeah, Brian Campbell is a menace to Brandon's existence here. Brian is always laying down those Schaubisms, like the CT. It's like he doesn't say the E in the end. He just says CT, but no E in the end because that's how Brendan says it. And the if you wanted to hurt me, brother, you got me. That's just an iconic line that was exposed by Mark Harley because Brendan during that time hit him up and said, "Hey man, like we got to talk about this." And he said he was hurt. He was hurt that he went on Red Bar and started yapping his mouth about him. Okay, here we go. Bapa knows who the CEO of PF Chang is. He matters. Okay, somebody asked Marg if Brian knows about Brian Campbell making fun of him. It says, Mark, what does Bapa think of our Blockbuster CEO Brian Campbell leaving catnip all through this podcast? And did Bapa ever comment on BC openly dunking on him with Schaubism when they work together on Showtime? I know they think Luke Thomas is the best brains in the biz, but surely he wants to give Brian the old gadooshing. Mark responds with, he hates Brian Campbell, but like most issues, his fragile, oversized ego would prevent him from ever saying anything. If you asked him on air, he'd be like, who? But privately can confirm he's aware of the trolling and really irritated by it. So he does know about Brian Campbell taking shots at him, making fun of his speech, the way he speaks, and the Schaubisms that floats around in the subreddit. I'm sure Brian Campbell on his lunch break goes on the subreddit and just laughs and clicks on different videos, and I'm sure he knows about Mark Harley more, right? And I mean, yeah, honestly, like, what's he gonna do? Like, whenever he sees Brian Campbell, it will probably always be in a professional setting. So Brandon can't do nothing. He can't talk or nothing. So then that what kind of enables Brian Campbell to keep doing it, and the people on the subreddit love it. They love that. CEO tries a socials bit, but Luke catches him. Let's play that.
Reminder: you can catch us on the socials, all that good stuff.
I'm not really active on the socials anymore.
Not much.
You're always texting me like, "How's socials?" I'm like, dude, I don't really tweet stuff out.
I've never texted you that.
You should do it.
You're doing skips.
You should do it more. Wait, how do you know? How do you know?
That one got to my doorstep. No,
that sounds a deep cut. How do you know about that?
That one got to my doorstep.
Oh wow,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, of course, Luke Thomas knows about this, and he always kind of gives him like, "Hey, dude, stop!" Like, gives him a little nudge, like, "Stop doing that." And yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows that this is also like a popular thing that Brian says. Like, I don't look at my social media. I don't look at it. I don't even post. But we're all aware that Brendan posts whenever it suits him, or wherever he needs to promote something, or you can see him also like on the comment section. Like, either he could say, "Oh no, it's my social media team," but it's either him or somebody on his social media team, but it's mostly him. We're assuming, right? Like, honestly, like, how can you not check your social medias? Even though you're getting all these bad things, I'm pretty sure that Brandon will not go on the subreddit because of what Mark said. He's like, no, he doesn't look at that stuff because he knows he won't like the negativity, but he knows that things are being said. People are making fun of his speech, which is like the whole, like, kind of the Schaubism thing is, it's well integrated into the whole subreddit. But it's fun. It's a fun thing. It's kind of not, it's not that, like, hurtful, honestly. Like, a lot of people make fun of how Mike Tyson speaks with the lisp, right? So it's just, we all do that. It's for love. It's a loving kind of thing. It's comedy. Like, lighten up. You're a comic. But, it's just, that's the thing with comics. Some comics are just sensitive. They can dish it out, but when they get served to them, they can't take it. On a hard drive with an early cut of Gringo Papi before they put on the laugh track. So I watched this one earlier. It's 6 minutes, and it's just basically him doing the jokes in the audience.
I love you, Texas. That's how it is.
And it's just like no laughs. It's just like people talking. So I guess they just kind of took off the laugh track that was on there.
There's always one guy. No fucking way, bro. That needle's not touching this fucking temple, daddy.
I mean, the whole thing, like taking off the laugh, completely changes the whole thing. I mean, like either way, like any way you try to wrap it up, like Gringo Papi will always be shitty. But now just taking the laughs is just like unbearable. Like you don't know what to laugh at now. Like there's no direction of what's funny anymore. You know, it's kind of like watching a UFC fight without the commentary. You're gonna stand there and watch it, but it's gonna be silent. It's gonna be a different vibe. So yeah, I mean 6 minutes, man. I would have just done a minute of it and it would have been funny. You don't want this smoke. This right here, Andrew Schulz, Akash, Mark, and Yomi Park right here. I don't know. That's what's his name? The other black. What's the black dude's name? It's funny as Nick Schwartzen. My favorite part about the beef is when Schaub clearly tries to threaten Bapa and Brendan actually takes it seriously and Schulz immediately shits his pants and goes, no, not like that. Yeah, that's yeah, you don't want to fight Brendan. Like, come on. You don't want to fight Brendan. He was a former UFC heavyweight ranked fighter. You could talk all that crap that yeah, back then the heavyweight division was crap, but it's still a little crappy. But the top 10 now is way different, more competitive, more risky, and there's no way Schulz will ever fight Brendan. There's just too much of a difference in skills and size that this will be a really bad idea if they ever try to take things physically. So the only way that Schulz will ever have a fair edge on Brennan is to make fun of him, roast him, joke about him. That's his only way through this whole thing, and also pay him what he's owed. But yeah, that's gonna be dicey for Schulz here. Dicey. Brandon's wife and Theo Vaughn. Yes. Apparently Theo went to Brandon's son's birthday. Brandon says Theo has never missed Tiger's birthday. Let's see what the cats say about this. If you wanted to hurt me, you got me, brother. Best Schaubism in a while. Been looking for the original. Where's it at? I can't bear to watch any of the podcasts be. They're just talking about that C-clamp she's got on Theo's bicep is trouble. With the devil emoji there. It says, okay, here's another. First Christina Pashinsky and now the Mexican. Yeah, like I said before, like I don't like assuming the worst. Like it's Theo Vaughn. He's supposed to be a good guy. Former co-host of the King of the Sting, worked with Brendan for a long time, and it would be a tough pill to swallow for Brendan personally if you ever find out that Theo Vaughn was getting intimate with his wife. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it at. I don't want to expand on that. You guys can talk about it on the comment section, but I'm not gonna get into that can of beans.
One time in the green room.
Okay. Says I knew he stole this whole hey Rogan, I got it from here. That he kept shoehorning it into conversations.
I saw him and Anthony Jeselnik talk before a show one time in the green room, and he had referenced a time before when he was like trying to like give Anthony Jeselnik advice, and it was in front of other people, and he kind of framed it as like, oh yeah, Anthony snapped at me, but I'm like, well yeah, you were trying to like, he's one of the greatest living comics. You know what I mean? Like his special crush, like, and he's also like, he's kind of got this mystique where like he doesn't even need to use Instagram or social media. It's just like, you know, like when Anthony Jeselnik drops a special, like I'm watching it, you know. And I've seen him perform enough times where like he's just, you obviously know it's like he's all about comedy and doesn't give a fuck. And Brendan tried to say, he's like, oh yeah, well you should try to like this. And like he was kind of giving him like, because Brendan in his mind is like, oh, well, I'm like a business and marketing guy, so I'm trying to give Anthony Jeselnik advice. But he made it seem like he's like, Anthony's talking this way, and it's kind of like, hey, Brendan, I think I got it. Like he like gives him like he says that and like winks at him. I'm like, that was Anthony Jeselnik's way of being like, hey, you fucking idiot. Don't ever talk to me about anything relating my career.
Okay, so what Mark is saying is that he stole the hey Brendan, I got it from here, and then changed it to hey, insert name, I got it from here. So he stole that diss that Anthony Jeselnik gave him for thinking that, you know, for Brendan like kind of giving him advice, and you know, of course, like Anthony Jeselnik is a really good comic. Like every time he he does a special, even I watch it because it's so dark, and you know, there's always like a twist in it, so it's kind of fascinating to see him play into that, you know, that comedy. So yeah, like Brendan thinking he had any kind of merit into giving Anthony some advice, completely unwarranted and very much ridiculous, right? And you know, it's yeah, and it's funny because now it's kind of funny because now Brandon uses that diss on other people. So he kind of stole the diss and made it his own because he heard that he probably thought that this was so good that he's like, damn, I gotta use that. Like not even stealing a joke, but stealing a diss. That's just funny. Okay, here we got another one. Mark imitating Brendan's persona from the Schaub Show.
We are here at Thick Boy Stews in Calabasas, California.
A nice winter stew. You know? I sauteed the beef and then I added the carrots.
Weekend, fam. Quite the weekend for the fight fans and football fans. You had Super Bowl weekend. Hope y'all enjoyed that Super Bowl.
Look at his face. It looks like he's just can't, like, he just was hung over and then had to work, like forcefully had to drive himself there and do this MMA show.
Patrick Mahoney's doing the damn thing.
Do you like how also he's podcasting? He's like this. Like he's like, it's like a solo podcast and he's like, anyway, people played football this weekend. It was cool. Anyways,
is someone forcing him to do this?
Yeah. It's like, I don't really want to be here, but I'm also using the inflection of someone who's excited. Yeah, I'm on Kratom.
Patrick Mahoney?
Patrick Mahoney. Who is that? It's not a person. Nobody's going to correct me because I rule with an iron fist. Fire you if you tell me New England's a state.
Yeah, nobody's going to correct him because he's the boss. Like all that delivery that Brendan did, like it was just like sleepy, hungover. He doesn't want to be there. Why am I doing this show at 12 or 10 in the morning? Why did I drink whiskey right now, even though it's 10 in the morning, and trying to talk about the fights that happened on a Saturday or a Sunday? Just pretty much dragging his knuckles here to try to finish this show. And Marcus really spot on with this impression of Brendan.
Is someone forcing him to do this?
Yeah. It's like, I don't really want to be here, but I'm also using the inflection of someone who's excited. Yeah, I'm on Kratom.
Patrick Mahoney?
Patrick Mahoney. Who is that? It's not a person. Nobody's going to correct me because I rule with an iron fist. Fire you if you tell me New England's a state.
There are
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's what happens when you try to do a show at 10:30 in the morning, 10 a.m. in the morning, drinking whiskey, having a pouch of nicotine in your mouth, and taking a mouthful of kratom, and forcefully trying to talk about MMA. Like I made a video a while back of Brendan's face, like during one year, and I I messed up how I was gonna do it. Like the editing is so weird. It feels like a dream, like a dream. Like the video that I made feels like a. It feels like a fever dream, right? But ultimately, what I was trying to say is that look at 1 year, like from last year, his face from last year to his face now, it's just like swollen. His lips are big. His face looks puffy, and his enthusiasm, with starting the show is just completely different than when he did it in the first time. And before that, when he was on Showtime, he did seem to have better energy, better cadence, and still messes up on his words, but not as much as he is doing right now. Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, let's go to another one. Little Esther, just good douche papa. Esther, heard a new pod called Trash Wednesday is coming at Brandon Schaub. What does that mean? I don't know. Brandon, Little Esther, never heard of her. Not the one, not one of our wogs. Good one, B. Yeah, I don't know what the reference is for this. I don't know. Somebody let me know the context if you see this. I don't know what that means. Man, fuck Andrew Schulz. Yeah, he does look like Andrew Schulz in a Pixar Disney kind of way. You'd be surprised it's now officially down to 1.5 on IMDb. 1.5 out of 10. Yeah, so his the special went more down. I don't remember what it was before. Marg socials. Haters will say deepfake for my next trick. Should I post a video of my not getting lip filler and Botox or a video of Luna not getting banged by David Spade? Mark Harley posted this. Hello, Mark Harley. My guess is it was 250. My guess is it was 275, 280. They're based on convos they had behind the scenes. Follow up question, Mark. How big are your feet? I wear 13s or 14s depending on the brand. Like my Jordans are 14s. Post a pic of your shoes showing the size and your feet actually fitting. No way you are 14. You literally look like you have little gross feet. No offense. I'm not looking for a fight, but check the pics posted on this sub of your little munchkins. Mark replies with, and you'll admit that you're gay for me when I do. And then somebody replies with, who the TF cares? So Mark posts. So Mark makes a video of his feet because somebody thinks that his feet are quite small. Size 14. Everybody, this is such a weird thing to even bring up, but since they got Mark now, they got his full attention. Everybody's asking him all the weird questions like, "Hey, are your feet actually that small?" And Mark is like, "No, I'm actually size 13, size 14." People think you have little munchkins. Mark goes on to make a shoe size comparison. I'm sure some freak out there likes this right here. They love that Mark exposed his feet out here. Somebody took a picture of this and is having a field day, right? They're having a nice fun looking at Mark's feet and how it looks like. Somebody out there is having complete satisfaction with this, and Mark just completely took the bait. Look, honestly, he does have some nice feet here. Like, it doesn't look like he's got callus. Nice little trim nails. No callus. And his feet fits. You know, I mean, who knows? He could have just changed the shoe. He could have just changed the shoes right here, right? Like after this, look, he could have just changed it right there. Boom. Then we don't see him flipping it over. But it's honestly like, why are you gonna fake your shoe size? And who cares? Maybe it's because like Marg looks so big, like body comparison to the size of his feet, that it kind of makes it look like an illusion, right? Like his feet are normal compared to his body, which is just he's juiced, right? He's just big, so it makes it look like he's got smaller feet. It's kind of like like a fat dude with small hands. They look like they got small hands, or they got small legs. But yeah, this is a weird bait thing. Somebody just obviously wanted to look at this dude's feet. And now you have it there. Look at it. Take a picture of it. Because he might remove this. And I'm probably going to be the only one having it here. Alright, let's go to another one. You don't want this smoke too. Whoa. No. I didn't mean it like that. Sad face. Yeah. He does not want to fight Brendan Schaub. He's going to lose that fight. He's going to lose that fight very badly. He's going to go very bad for Andrew Schulz. Here's a reminder, B. I'm balls deep when it comes to Gringo Papi. Mark Harley. No, you're right. I forgot. Brendan talks about it always, along with his other grievances story. He told Schulz to lie and say he was going to be in LA or was already out there to come out to do the show. According to Brandon, but it was true that people are always begging Brandon to get on. But it is true that people are always begging Brandon to get them on JRE. But he's only used that card a couple of times with Schulz and Tim Dillon, I believe, according to him. OMG, remind me to tell the story of Schulz and Brandon's beef over the Gringo Papi ad they shot that never aired using Bruce Buffer. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know what this means, guys. I think he's trying to say that. So he told Schulz to lie and say he was gonna be in LA or was already out there to come out to do the show. But it is true that people are always begging Brendan to get them on JRE. He's only used that card a couple of times with Schulz and Dunn, I believe, according to him. So Brendan got Schulz and Tim Dillon on JRE. Yeah, I need more context. I don't understand what this is. This will forever be one of the funniest Brendan picks. The fact he's posing with crutches for someone half his size is almost peak redactedness. So this is when he supposedly ripped his hammies, both his hammies, right? But it's funny because then right after he had to like kind of verify it to everybody that he got injured, right? Like it wasn't faking it, that he legitimately got injured. But the funny thing is, if you guys know how crutches work, is that you don't put your whole weight on your feet. Like this part here, this top part here is supposed to be all the way up here on top of his armpits. Like my grandpa has these, right? And he's got a really bad leg. He's bow-legged because he was like a cowboy back in the days. So he was always on horseback. So his feet are like this, right? Like his feet are like that. His feet are like this when he walks. So he walks like, he walks like this, right? Not like crab walk, but that's his legs. Like they're just like far apart. So when he would have he would have one crutch to help him out. So the crutch would be all the way up to his armpits, because that's what will like help you boost up. But he's just using them. He's using his whole strength to pick up his feet, which, I mean, obviously he's flexing. I would, if you're trying to say that he's using his better foot, his better leg, but that's just it doesn't make sense. This whole crutch thing doesn't make sense. and it's very dicey. And a lot of people, you know, they think he lied about it because you see other people literally ripping their hammies, and then once they rip their hammies, they just collapse. They just collapse right on the spot. But Brendan, he did that race with Chappelle Lacey. He ran, and then right when Chappelle pretty much when Chappelle pretty much overlapped them, he acted like, oh, like I messed up, I didn't warm up, and that was his excuse to losing.
Then he said whatever the fuck he said. And now we're
He
back to
probably
this.
keeps this.
And we just
Looks like Waluigi might owe Rick Glassman $15K too.
came back. Then he said whatever the fuck he said. And now we're
He
back to
probably keeps this all in.
I think so.
this. Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Sometimes it's fun when we have people.
You're the only one doing this, right? I mean, no one else is doing
It's like
something
Batman.
this crazy.
I'm gonna show you this podcast. I forgot the name now, but there's a dude. He's doing some cool things. Like he's brought like animation to it.
Oh
like,
shoot!
Cool way.
Okay, so obviously I'm gonna have to blur that out. So it's basically Andrew Schulz getting fellatioed by Akash, and yeah, let's keep doing that. I'm gonna have to blur that out.
I'll show you.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of dope.
All right, that's
and
fine. I want to see.
It's not that much work. So
That's-
yeah, it's kind of dope.
But don't tell them about it.
No,
because if we do it, I want to get all the credit. I don't want to.
Oh yeah, I'm not naming the podcast.
Good. We're not gonna name it.
Okay, and then Akash 69s him, and then they just keep doing the thing.
I had an idea where we should bring animation to it and shit like that.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because some
sick.
people they don't want to give credit.
We're morphing into just one New York City
Should we
comic.
just switch in our outfits right now?
Right now. Mid-pod, and
Right
nobody
now.
will know the
Can
difference.
we please?
Okay,
Please?
fine.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm
hold on,
fine.
you gotta
snap and then do it. Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck. I already can't snap.
This guy's going for the king. Hey,
In
you're
this
beef, so
town-
you're beef.
The other guy's just not laughing. This guy's just, they thought it was funny. And so basically he apparently stole the snap from Rick Glassman. Let's see.
You're crazy? Yeah, show a little fucking respect to the king of New York. What are you doing?
Is he the king?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any. There's nobody in New
York?
In New York, really
Schultz?
bigger than him.
Yeah.
Got one of the
That's
biggest.
how we
pods.
roll over here.
You got to kiss the ring.
This ain't Reseda.
Now turn your
or
phone.
Laurel Canyon or whatever.
Now turn your
Rough
phones.
you up out here, Ricky. All right, you're a good kid.
Okay, so apparently Andrew Schulz stole the snap from Rick Glassman there. And then these two dudes said that Andrew Schulz is the king of New York. That's a very big title to give Andrew there. Maybe because he's probably the richest guy here in comedy in New York. That's probably why they give him the cred. And maybe also could elevate some comedians if they would go on to his podcast because he does really good numbers. It's kind of like how Joe was basically the king of LA, now the king of Texas. So yeah, the snap thing, Schultz stealing it and saying he's not gonna give the person credit. I guess maybe rubbed Rick Glassman the wrong way and gave him the opportunity to make fun of him and pretty much explicitly diss Akash and Andrew into having some sort of sexual thing. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm pretty sure we'll never see Rick Glassman on Flagrant 2. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, this seems to be something that probably Andrew will not like. I mean, look, by judging the two guys' reaction, they did not want to laugh at first. The other guy did, but they're a little hesitant because I guess maybe they don't want the smoke.
How dare you do that right now?
How'd plugging your podcast, how'd plugging your comedy show on the JRE Companion go?
How dare you do that right now?
That was a
Because
commercial
I'm in
break.
Naples next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Naples.
Okay.
Look at him. He's on Let's end this, boys. This was a lot of fucking fun.
I love you guys, man.
I love you guys to death.
Hey,
So much fun.
Can I plug a couple dates?
Please.
And I'm in Naples next week. Next week, Naples, Comedy Off the Hook, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep. That's me.
That's my thing.
I don't want that.
Yeah. It looks like Joe plugging things doesn't work for Brendan or Brian. Maybe it works on other people. Maybe having Brendan on hundreds of times. I think he's probably the most used guest on the JRE podcast. Maybe, exhausted the resources there. Like there's no more people to discover his shows because all those people have already gone there and they've had the worst time, seeing these pictures here that he was calling out his show on Naples, and you can kind of see the demographic here of this comedy show on this comedy club, which is also a diner and a bar, and you don't see any like young people. You just see old dudes and their wives trying to eat, and then Brandon, I guess, is just shouting out his gay jokes and his vaccine jokes and his gay jokes and his comedy act, the bro whisper. Yeah, it's kind of hard to eat and also be interested in hearing people talk about something gross or like, it's a weird thing to have in a comedy show, and then have have everybody's attention, because maybe like people right here in the front are probably more well suited to just listen than the people in the back. People in the back just don't care. They're just there for the lunch. But you can kind of see here, like all the people in the front here are like, it's probably like better for the photo op to see that people are interested in watching this dude, but everybody else in the back is just eating their steak and their mashed potatoes. And then there's like all these other empty seatings. Might not be Brendan's that demographic to be in Naples. Maybe not have a comedy show and a restaurant all at once. Maybe you'll help out on the earnings, right? Because that thing, if you go to a show, like you have to buy 2 drinks, 2-drink minimum. Doesn't have to be alcoholic, but you just have to buy 2 drinks, which is dumb. Like we're gonna pay them well, the comedians, but all the employees, all the people that work here, they're gonna get paid minimum wage. So yeah, that's the sad part of it. Like the guys that make the jokes, they got the big money, but everybody that stays the same, works there, they just stay about the same amount. They earn about the same amount, and they just are there for the service. Got the last one, guys.
Yeah.
Papa Love bombs someone, takes a not so thinly veiled shot at Marg, and mentions Chang's.
Sweet.
Oh well, that's the feel good story.
That is the feel good story.
It's under some money. It was like because she didn't have. It was her heating bill, right?
Yeah,
Power bill, right? And it got
It's
all
freezing,
crazy.
right?
She lives
Yeah.
in Illinois, so it was like $500. She's like, they just took it out of my account. I have nothing now. I was planning to take my niece to the movies and my husband. Valentine's Day. So I sent her some money. I was like, please take your niece to the movies. Avatar 2 sucks though, and then go get a steak dinner.
Aw.
And she was like, what? Yeah,
that was fun.
That's sweet, dude.
Yeah, it was,
Nah, it's
I'm a
good.
terrible person.
What?
Wow. I'm a terrible person. He's just trying to fish for some compliments there.
No, you're not. No, I but you were just doing that. You didn't honestly.
Let's have a feel good story. Then let's also have like every who hates Brendan the most. We put that person.
I feel like
Which
you
close friends hate him the most for being awesome.
Yeah,
there you go.
I feel like
who fucks Brendan over the most?
I feel
there you
like
go.
Oh shit! What was I gonna say?
I think you were going. I didn't tell you guys I was going to say that, and no one would have heard about that story about you guys helping.
Oh right.
Isn't that where you're going?
True. Yeah, no, I don't know, but I was gonna say that was cool of you to do that, and
Brendan always brings up something good he's doing. I guess he's trying to balance out all the bad stuff he's doing and behind the scenes. Like, yeah, I gave this single mother or whatever a couple bucks so she could go out and eat and pay her heating bill, but my employees in the back, they're not getting anything.
I said let's help her, and you already had, and that's very cool. And I should get some credit, but
You were late, though.
But I was late, and
She already had the money in her account.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't going to tell you guys.
I understand. You got to do that to get. And the secret is you did it honestly, secretly, just to get into heaven, and I know that, and that's selfish. And I just was doing it out of.
Not so secret anymore. He told everybody. He always does that though. Somebody in his crew always says, "Hey, did you hear about Brendan donating to this charity or this lady or somebody like that needs a surgery or something like that?" It's always something to just make Brendan feel better or try to get people on his side. Probably like also the people on the subreddit to be like, oh, you know what? Brendan isn't such a bad person. Look at him helping all the poor people out there.
I don't even believe in heaven, so I was just like, I'll just give her money. But so you did it to get points with God. So that's selfish.
Fair point. Fair point. Reddit's like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
There we go, Reddit. You mentioned that you guys are out there saying, hell yeah, Brendan, such a good guy, helping out that mom, going to watch Avatar 2 with their daughter. He's such a nice guy, such a nice fellow. But look, guys, you guys know, the subreddit, 80% of people don't like him, and it'll be hard for them to flip their decision and liking Brendan, right? 30% of people are still kind of feeling like, Brendan can change. Hopefully he can change because, maybe he'll see his, he'll have that tiger belly moment where he apologizes or realizes the bad thing he's doing. So yeah. Quite a long video, guys. I did this funny thing is I did this video earlier and my mic wasn't working and I was like 30 minutes in and then I tried to rewatch it, and there was no audio. And I know you're gonna be like, oh, that's way better now that I listen to you speak. Your voice sucks, dude. All right, guys, I'll end this here. Let me know what's your best, which one was your best clip out of all of these or the posts. And I'll see you guys next Friday or next week, and I'll also make some of these into clips during the week because I know some of the people don't want to watch like this whole hour of a show, so I'll cut it down and I'll condense it and make it more watchable. And also, guys, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. And also comment down below. Goodbye.
Yeah, show a little fucking respect to the king of New York. What are you doing?
Is he the king?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know there's nobody in
New York
really
Schultzy?
bigger than him.
Yeah.
Got one of the biggest
That's how we
pods.
roll over here.